will see you now. So you guys can look up at her. Wizard will see you now. You guys can look at each other. Yay! And then you guys go past the camera. The camera will come up.
It was incredible to feel an immediate connection with Galinda and, of course, with Elphaba as well. I think the beautiful thing about both of these roles is that everyone can identify certain pieces of themselves within them. And these women represent so much complexity and humanness and just gorgeous nuance and love and boundaries and all of the complexities that come with loving and disagreeing and coming into your own and doing what's right, and still all of it being rooted in love. It's just really beautiful. I think that's my favorite thing about Wicked, is that we can all identify pieces of ourselves within both Elphaba and Galinda.
Every time she came in, she was an Ari that I'd never seen before. And every time she came in, even though she had never done a movie before, leading a movie before, she was raw, she was funny, she was bringing her own take to it. And every time she left, she was the most interesting person. And then she wrote me a letter as well, in this giant pink envelope, that talked about her own journey as an artist and how much she connects with Galinda on a personal way of showing the side that you present to the public and the side that you are, and bursting your own bubble. And I could feel that in her performances, but reading the letter really sort of made it all full circle. And talking with the group, we were like, she's like she's from another planet. And yet she's also so familiar. She was our only Glinda at that point. There was no turning back from there.
But you're green.
When she comes to Shiz, this school for wizardry, and at first it's really supposed to be to see her sister off. And then she's spotted. She is noticed for her talent, which she has no control over. And I think for the first time she feels seen by Miss Morrible, who invites her to school. And I think it's the first moment that Elphaba feels like the thing that she has, this talent that she has, isn't wrong or bad or odd, but actually really special.
She came in, we were in a small room in Burbank, and not much bigger than this right here. And the moment she sang Wizard and I is the moment Mark and I turned to each other. Maybe she was like 2 sentences in, we looked at each other, because she was in jeans, she was in a t-shirt, she felt like she was in theater school again. And we're like, that's her, that's Elphaba. She was so raw and vulnerable. And I couldn't get her out of my head from then on. And we knew we knew we had a movie at that point. We would not have moved on with this movie had we not found a great Elphaba and a great Galinda. There's just no point. These were too important.
Look at you. You're beautiful.
There's something baked into these roles that these two very different women just fall completely in love with each other, and they love each other so much, and that is mirrored experience of what happened with Cynthia and I. Like, we love each other so much, and I feel very, very grateful to have learned so much from her on a human level, and obviously on a professional level.
It's very rare to find someone who is of the same accord when you're on a set performing and you're so close. But for some reason, we just sort of, I've got chills. We both just sort of like found each other, I guess. That might be the way to describe it. We just got each other immediately. We're very, very different, but altogether the same at the same time. Our voices are very, very different, but when you put them together, they work really well together. So they almost sometimes sound like one voice.
Madam Morrible.
Thank you, dear. Jon Chu called me and said, would you read the script, Michelle? And I said, Jon, it's you. Of course I'd read a script for you. And so he said, I really want you to think about playing this part. And I'm like, okay, I'll read it. So I read it, Wicked. And then the next thing I heard more about Wicked was when I received this, on my phone, a video from Jon Chu, Cynthia, and Ariana saying it's imperative, absolutely imperative that you join us. Come quickly.
Hey,
Hi.
Michelle.
Hi, Michelle.
Hello. Hi.
Hi.
Have a couple guests.
Hello.
Please come and do this with us.
Please.
Please.
We would love for you to be on board.
Like, we really... Yeah, we need it.
It's imperative.
It's really important.
It's imperative.
Please.
It's imperative. See you tomorrow.
See you soon.
Bye.
When you first meet Madame Morrible, she's regal, she's royalty. She is very serene. Yes, she is a strict figure. Everybody is very respectful. They bow to her, deferential to her, not just the students, but also all the teachers around her, because she is the head principal. Apart from the wizard, of course, which nobody sees, and she seems to be the only one who has a connection with her. And I love the way you play the good, the kind, the teacher, the educator. And then at some point, you start going like, wait a minute, you suddenly realize, oh no, no. The mother figure of poor Elphaba is not what she thinks.
Could I ask you?
Oh, still here. There is a tremendous responsibility to kind of satiate the thing that the Wicked fans want, which is pieces of the Glinda that we've all known, loved, and adored for the past 20 years, and we've seen her on stage in so many different renditions and loved her, but also to make new choices and to make it your own and to bring new truths to her, to bring your own heart to her. And I really tried my best to find that balance, to maintain familiarity and honor her in certain ways, but also bring my own heart and my own ideas to her. It was really fun and terrifying.
Ariana Grande. Wow. She's just great. You know, the biggest pop star in the world. She's the most big-hearted, brilliant, artful, gifted powerhouse. We've had a wonderful time. I'm just very, very moved by both of them. To be with the two of them on a set, working with them and Michelle Yeoh in some of the same scenes. I would find myself backstage, you know, getting ready to do a shot with the three of them. You can't get luckier than that. It leaves you speechless, breathless, and just grateful and humbled.
His wizard was so much fun. He loves to play, he loves to go off script, and that's my favorite thing in the world. He loved to surprise people, and there was never a moment where he wasn't talking about the characters or these women, or asking questions, or talking about the music, or singing the songs. Our tents were next to each other when we were doing our scenes, so we shared a little flap, I guess, like a little tent flap, and he was always singing, and you know, whether it was Wonderful or The Wizard and I or whatever it was, he was always singing in his tent songs from Wicked, and anytime I'd walk by, he'd be like, Miss Grande, is that you?
Did somebody take any postcards here?
I stole.
We stole.
Jon took me into a room that was filled with model trains and pictures of all of the different costumes of Oz, of the Munchkin Land, the designs of the wizard head, and I immediately felt immersed in this world in a way, and I was like, this is gonna be practical and beautiful, and I just can't even imagine what it's gonna feel like to walk onto one of these sets, but I know it's gonna feel special. And then every day that I came to work, I got to walk into one of those worlds, and it was even bigger and more magical than I could have imagined.
If it's not this, if it's like If it's like coming up here and going over here, then so be it. It just needs to be, I think it just needs to be fun.
Representation for me growing up after becoming physically disabled was like slim to none, basically. So the fact that they're doing this, casting a disabled actor, and also really making sure Nessa's storyline is emphasized that she is independent and she can do things for herself without needing the hand of everybody, I think is so important, not only to other wheelchair users, but also to the general public, because the way we consume media deeply does reflect how we see each other in society. I had not done any wire work prior to Wicked. I was so excited the first day of just practicing being on the wires at a studio space. They're all lovely people too, amazing at checking in with me and making sure I'm comfortable and feel safe as well. And I remember being on the wire and they're like, okay, we're gonna do this setting. Let us know if like you're either uncomfortable or if it's too fast and just like, just freaks you out. And I was like, no, let's go faster. This is very much fun for me.